with
So
like boards.
Yeah.
It's
When we
awesome.
dupe a ticket, we gotta go into configuration and change size, and then we gotta sit there, like, you can change the first size, but then when you hit tab, or go over to the next box, it like, it's like bounces all over your sheet, and you're like,
So what
when are you gonna stop bouncing?
Can you show that to them? Because, so we fixed a lot of that stuff when we were doing grade 7 project. What it was is like, our system was doing a ton of trips. And so, see, we went and fixed some of that back-end logic, so it wasn't taking as many trips, and so that's what's happening, is
Okay.
it's like bouncing, trying to calculate. So we could possibly do something with the code to fix that. So
Okay.
that's a new one for me, so connect with Ben, Crystal also let him know, that's happening. That kind of feedback, guys, as that comes up, don't just live with it. I mean, if we've already said, hey, that's been marked down, then that's one thing, but bring that up, because sometimes it doesn't get back to us. And things like that sometimes can be easy to fix, sometimes we can say, sorry, it's too much effort, but a lot of that stuff, we can usually fix that. Any other questions so far? You guys freaked? Are you okay? Okay? Freaked? What are you freaked about?
You lost me the moment I sat down.
All right,
As
well,
long as Sam gets it, I'm good. She can show me.
to be fair, we didn't go into a lot of detail with this. On Monday and Tuesday, we are gonna have small groups, hands-on sessions. So we'll go in, we'll pull it up, you guys will put in estimate requests, we'll go through the whole process, so we'll make sure you guys feel super, super comfortable with it before we go live on Wednesday. Okay? Does that make you feel better?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else? Who else is freaked?
Well,
Rainey, you're freaked?
I'm confused because I thought we weren't gonna be working in PACE anymore, and now we're going back into PACE.
Yes.
And I feel bad for the newer people that have not gotten training on PACE.
Yes. So I will say that it is PACE. It's not as clunky as some of the other things that you used to do in PACE. But it is setting us up with the foundation for the future. So once we have this in place, then when we get to PM Home Base, which has a very pretty UI, thanks to them two back there, it'll be better. So it's kind of like temporary, let's get the data in, and then we can give you a really cool tool.
Just feels like another program that we're learning and working, and then we got the home base, that's another program. So it just feels like all these layers.
Right, you know,
This-
the
A lot of steps.
thing that's a bummer
I
is
thought
that,
we were gonna forget something.
well, we no longer have help desk, we no longer have surf forms. You know, the one thing is it was hard to give you guys any tools because we are in so many different systems,
Okay.
okay? So,
Yeah, I suppose that not doing the help desk is gonna be good.
yep,
And is this more open, so like Andy
yeah.
can get into it?
So help
or
desk used to
Sue?
only be able to see your own.
Yeah,
Great thing with this is Andy can pull it up. Anybody from your team, you're out, you can see exactly what's going on. So you can filter the queues by salesperson, person entered,
okay.
date, all of that. So it's all
Yeah,
visible.
that's good,
Yeah.
because the help desk is so siloed.
Right,
It was
so
just
that's
very-
exactly why we're moving to this.
Is
Get
sales
everything-
gonna get trained on this? 'Cause like
Yes.
Vito likes to put his own, like we do the RFQ for it, but then he likes to put it himself so that he can argue with estimating.
Yeah,
Right, so,
yeah, because the sales guys really work at estimating more than.
yeah, you guys are jumping ahead of me here, I love it though, it's good. So today, or yesterday and today, we did the training, this overview. You guys got a training guide, so when you leave here, start to look through it, just look through the different steps. Go ahead and go into all your old estimates and start looking at those, cleaning them up. There's a ton of send to PM sales out there because we never had that closed loop. You know, we never marked things as awarded or not awarded or anything like that. So go and get those cleaned up, that'll help your queues look much prettier. Also go in and review your open jobs and POs. I know you get that fun email from Joe every Tuesday to do that. Let's start off the summer strong, getting those cleaned up. Monday, Tuesday, you'll have an opportunity to sign up for hands-on training so we can make sure that you guys know this inside and out before we go live. You also can go in on your own and use project 10480. Don't be like me, I like to transpose numbers when Ryan has to go fix my mistakes. So really should make sure that you're using 10480.
And that's on page 2 of this deck.
I don't know if Corey saw that I accidentally put stuff into his project, so we had to get that closed up. So, you guys see it? Good, all right. Make sure that you guys are using the right project, because then we can go in and we can cancel stuff out if you forget to. Tuesday sales is getting trained. So I'll be going in there, I'll be training all of them. If they feel like they need additional training, I will sit with them individually to make sure that they are up to speed. Okay? And Wednesdays go live. We'll be discontinuing fab POs, help desk, serve, and then we'll start entering case estimate requests. Okay? So what are the wins? We have clear roles and responsibilities. So every status, we know which department has responsibility for it and what we're doing for each of those steps. We only have 2 workflows, so we have self-serving Collaborate, and we have PACE estimate requests. Only 2. All jobs are going to have an estimate, so we have that agreement between our departments what that scope of work is. If it doesn't match, we can have that conversation before it's too late, before they already put in all that effort. Fab, PO, and Surf Google Form are discontinued. I know you guys really love to enter in that Surf form and edit the subject and send it to yourself and then send it to them. But it's gone away. It was one of your guys' top pain points that was brought to us. There's a faster option for updating job status to ship complete or job close, reduce redundant data entry, reduce volume of emails. We're starting to use the live system data and queues, reduce travel knowledge by implementing system business rules, improve data to production estimating. But the biggest thing is we're building a foundation for phase 2. Really, it's getting the data in the system so that we can use PM Home Base. We cannot do PM Home Base. It will not be successful without this foundation going in. So, and it's really cool. Really, really cool. All right, so next week, the last May implementation, I tried to get Ben to put a little picture of him doing Woohoo like he did. I don't know if you guys were in Thursday's training last week. He had a picture of Amber, so I tried to get him back if you want to give it to me. But, so we have Homer. Tile work will be going into Collaborate fab tasks, so individual operations like heat bending. You won't have to estimate requests, it'll be in Collaborate. And then simplified order entry. Small format dates. So right now there's like 3 different dates you have to select. We'll be going to 1. So things like that just to really help order entry and clear some of the confusion. June, July implementation. So define the roles and responsibilities. Right now you guys are responsible A to Z, every system. Seems like every role, you're on in production, you're color experts, you're kind of all over the map. Really looking at that. Is everything you're doing really PM roles? Or is it other person's responsibilities? Or is it an AE responsibility? Really looking at defining that. Really looking at, do we need to look at breaking things up differently? So that's coming June, July. Digital permissions. So right now, people have access to some things that they really shouldn't. Like we had somebody accidentally change a device name, and then it went across the system with the device name being changed. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. And especially as we put more and more data in our system, we want to make sure that there's the proper controls in place. So we're going to be looking at that and making sure that we have the right access for everybody. And then outsourcing. We'll be looking at outsourcing at that process, moving that to having that data go in the system. You know, right now it's like, hey, for this vendor, how many times have we done a quote for them? Hey guys, can you look in your team drives and then submit to me how many times you've gone to that vendor? Right? We have no way of looking in our system to that to really have strategic buying power. So we'll be moving more to a systematic approach for outsourcing. And then training curriculum. So I don't know if any of you have attended the kitting class or maybe the design engineering classes that we offer. We're expanding that training curriculum. We're going to have logistics class, small format, more material classes. So as much as system training is important, that product knowledge piece is just as important. You know, when you're doing your drop down for those substrates, it's great to know what that is and when that's good to use it. So stay tuned for more of those to be rolling out. Crystal will be sending Sign Up Genius sign-ups for those for June and July. And then August is PM Home Base, and we will be sending out those meeting requests for June to really do that small group setting of the demonstration. So that's all I got. Any questions? Everybody met Dean back there? Who was in here? Dean was brought in to really help with Excel, so If you have questions on Excel, I don't know, did everybody attend the Excel training? Was that helpful? Yes? Do you guys want more? More? Okay, it's good to know. He's not our permanent Excel guru. He did that just to start. He actually got brought in to be a reporting analyst for us. So as we move with PM Home Base and getting the data in the system, he can start building those reports for those other departments that are reporting for us. Actually have KPIs, some metrics to measure our business. So that's what Dean's new role is for us. Okay? All right, anything else? No? All right, have a happy Friday and happy weekend, guys. Questions, come see any of us, Jerome, Sharon, Crystal, Dean, myself, or we're in a NOLA too.
So,
What's the word?
it's those.
Motion after.
I almost sent you a message in the chat to pay attention to your chat. I should have.
Stop on that?
I don't know.
Well,
Oh.
the red
I
stop
don't see an open
right there
on this.
on the screen. It says stop on the screen.
What?